Alrighty, here we are in the Info Wars. Canada is providing a reported 2.5 billion in aid to Chinese universities. Alright, well, let's get into it. An inquiry of ministry, which was brought forth in the House of Commons at the request of Conservative MP Lena Rode, shows that Department of Foreign Affairs refused to say how much money was given to schools in China. Well, in my personal opinion as a taxpayer, any amount is too much, but anyway, continuing. The department concluded that producing and validating a comprehensive response to this question would require a collection of information that is not possible in the time allotted and could lead to disclosure of incomplete and misleading information, the department said. As noted by Blacklock's reporter, over the past 5 years, $2.5 billion was allocated in foreign aid to schools outside of Canada. Why? I would say that money is needed for Canadian schools, but anyway. With educational grants totaling, what's that, 1.2 million, including what, 800,000 for post-secondary campuses primarily directed to China. Why are we giving China any money? I mean, they're probably richer than Canada. The department undertook an extensive preliminary search to determine the amount of information that would fall within the scope of the question and prepare a comprehensive response, the department wrote in an inquiry of ministry tabled in the House of Commons. Rod, not happy with the information from the report, asked at a recent meeting about Canadian funding for education in developing countries. I would say China's a developed country, but that's just me. How much was spent? Opposition House Leader Andrew Scheer told reporters he is of the view that no money should be going to fund schools in communist China. Well, at least there's one politician with some common sense, but I would say no funding should go to any country, because Canada needs that funding. I don't believe Canadian taxpayers should be sending any money to China, he said. We're talking about a communist dictatorial government that abuses human rights, quashes freedoms, violates the rights of its citizens. Well, I mean, freedom of speech is a right? And freedom of speech is pretty under attack in the West, so, with all that hate speech stuff, so, and has aggressive foreign policies throughout the region. I heard of a Chinese policy where they want to take the resources in the China Sea, so they build these little, artificial islands. The funny thing about those artificial islands, does the Chinese pump out water before they dump hundreds of tons of sediment in the ocean to build those islands? Because if they don't, wouldn't that technically make the water level rise? Scheer called upon the Liberal government of Prime Minister Mark Carney to stand up for itself, stand up for Canadians, stop being bullied and pushed around on the world stage, especially by China. Well, any country that pushes around Canada is not good. It's not just China. But asking the Liberal government to stand up for Canada, I X'd it out on that. During a 2025 federal election campaign debate, Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre called out Carney for his ties to Communist China. Well, if he has ties to Communist China, gee, I wonder why he won't stand up to them. A new expose by investigative journalist Sam Cooper has claimed there is a compelling evidence that Carney and former PM Justin Trudeau are strongly influenced by an elite network of foreign actors, including those with ties to China and the World Economic Forum. Now, I've heard of the World Economic Forum. As far as I can tell, it's a think tank. They talk about politics and stuff. If I'm not mistaken, it was founded by Klaus Schwab. I've heard a bit about him, some good, some bad. I don't know much about the World Economic Forum, but it sounds like a very globalist agency because they talk about things that affect the globe. Whether that's good or bad, I'm not too sure, because who do they answer to? And now I'm gonna wrap this video up by just stating something that I just realized. Over the past 5 years, $2.5 billion was allocated in foreign aid to schools outside of Canada, with educational grants totaling $1.2 million, including $800,000 for campuses primarily directed to China. So that's not $2.5 billion directly to China. Yes, $2.5 billion is going to foreign schools, but it's not all going to China. At least that's my understanding. So that's kind of misleading on the InfoWars part, because in the main article it says a reported $2.5 billion in aid to Chinese universities. So maybe I'm reading that wrong, but it doesn't sound like the whole $2.5 billion is going to Chinese universities. Don't get me wrong, I don't like the fact that any money is going to foreign schools on account of our schools need that money. We also have a homeless epidemic, and our healthcare system costs is going up. Also, our military could always use a boost. So, with that said, take care out there in Clown World.